Welcome to our analysis of The Bold and the Beautiful, where we'll explore a fascinating potential storyline involving Ridge, Nick, Brooke, and Taylor. This beloved soap opera has captivated audiences since 1987 with its intricate web of relationships, betrayals, and high-fashion drama set against the glamorous backdrop of Los Angeles. The return of Nick Marone to Los Angeles creates significant disruption in Ridge Forrester's life. Ridge, who has long been accustomed to being the center of attention in both his professional and personal life, suddenly finds himself overshadowed by Nick's reappearance. As the son of shipping magnate Massimo Marone, Nick brings with him a powerful presence that naturally draws attention. Unlike Ridge, who was raised in the fashion industry, Nick comes from a different world, having taken the surname Marone and working as a captain at Marone Industries rather than as a businessman. Nick's fresh return to Los Angeles makes him naturally more intriguing to those around him. People are curious about where he's been, what he's been doing, and what his intentions are now that he's back. This newfound attention directed at Nick leaves Ridge feeling displaced from his usual position of prominence. Ridge, who has always been considered the playboy and the man who thousands of women speculate about, now faces the uncomfortable reality of being secondary in the social hierarchy. The situation becomes even more complicated when considering Brooke Logan's potential reaction to Nick's return. Brooke and Ridge have shared a tumultuous relationship spanning decades, characterized by their on-again off-again romance that has been central to the show's storyline. Their love affair has set up much of the series' narrative since its early years, with Ridge and Brooke reuniting and breaking up numerous times due to various circumstances. With Nick's return, Brooke might find herself drawn to him instead of continuing her pattern with Ridge. She may see in Nick qualities that Ridge lacks, perhaps a freshness or directness that contrasts with Ridge's fashion world sophistication. Brooke has historically been characterized as the show's quintessential vixen, always in turmoil and forever symbolic of true love and destiny prevailing. This description suggests she's prone to following her heart's desires, even when they lead to complicated situations. Brooke might decide she no longer needs to hold on to Ridge, having found Nick to be far more appealing. This would represent a significant shift in the show's dynamic, as Brooke and Ridge's relationship has been a cornerstone of the series. Brooke has previously been involved with multiple members of the Forrester family, including Ridge's father Eric, with whom she had children. Her potential pivot toward Nick would be consistent with her character's history of complex romantic entanglements. Adding another layer of complexity to this scenario is Nick's apparent interest in Taylor Hayes rather than Brooke. Taylor, the beautiful but emotionally troubled psychiatrist, has her own complicated history with Ridge. In fact, Ridge invariably finds comfort in most cases. This would lead to marriage, with Taylor following his breakups with Brooke. The revelation that Taylor and Nick were previously married creates an even more intricate web of relationships. This past connection gives their potential reunion significant emotional weight and provides a natural reason for Nick to gravitate toward Taylor upon his return. Their shared history would allow them to reconnect on a deeper level than would be possible with a new relationship. Nick has apparently undergone significant changes during his time away from Los Angeles. These transformations might make him more mature, more successful, or perhaps more emotionally available than he was previously. Whatever the nature of these changes, they seem to have enhanced his appeal to both Brooke and Taylor, creating a situation where both women find themselves drawn to him despite their long histories with Ridge. For Ridge, the prospect of losing both Brooke and Taylor to Nick represents an unprecedented crisis. Throughout the series, Ridge has typically been able to move between these two women, finding comfort with Taylor when things don't work out with Brooke, and vice versa. The possibility that both women might prefer Nick leaves Ridge facing the unfamiliar prospect of being alone. Ridge's character has been established as having high self-esteem, perhaps even bordering on arrogance. As the handsome playboy and eldest son of the Forrester family, he's accustomed to getting what he wants and being desired by women. The harsh reality that both Brooke and Taylor might choose Nick over him strikes at the core of Ridge's self-image and identity. This unprecedented situation pushes Ridge to contemplate something he's never considered before: murder. The idea that Ridge would even think about killing someone marks a dramatic departure from his character's established behavior. While the Forresters have certainly engaged in schemes and manipulations throughout the series, premeditated murder represents a significant escalation. Rather than carrying out the deed himself, Ridge considers hiring someone else to kill Nick, suggesting he wants to eliminate his rival while maintaining plausible deniability. This approach indicates that despite his desperate state, Ridge retains enough awareness to try to protect himself from the consequences of such an extreme action. The question of whether Ridge would actually follow through with this plan creates tremendous dramatic tension. Would he ultimately back away from such a drastic measure, or would his jealousy and wounded pride drive him to cross this moral line? And if he does proceed with the plan, would it succeed, or would it backfire catastrophically? This potential storyline represents a dark turn for Ridge's character, exploring how even someone from a privileged background might be driven to contemplate violence when their sense of self is fundamentally threatened. It examines the psychology of a man who has always gotten what he wanted suddenly facing the prospect of losing everything that matters to him. This narrative also presents viewers with an ethical dilemma. Ridge has been a central character since the show's inception, and audiences have followed his journey through marriages, affairs, business triumphs, and personal setbacks. Many viewers likely feel some degree of sympathy for him despite his flaws. The prospect of him becoming a would-be murderer forces the audience to reconsider their relationship with this character. Would viewers continue to root for Ridge if he crosses this line? Or would this action permanently transform him into a villain? The show could explore the consequences of Ridge's choices, not just in terms of legal ramifications, but also regarding how his family and the fashion world would react if his murderous intentions were discovered. There are several possible outcomes for the storyline. Nick might discover Ridge's plot and confront him, leading to a dramatic showdown between the two men. Alternatively, either Brooke or Taylor might learn of Ridge's plan and be forced to choose between protecting him and warning Nick. Another possibility is that Ridge might ultimately abandon his plan, perhaps after a moment of clarity or intervention from a family member. This could lead to a redemption arc where Ridge is forced to confront his own jealousy and sense of entitlement. If Ridge does proceed with his plan, it could fail in various ways. The hitman might double-cross Ridge, or Nick might survive the attempt and investigate who was behind it. These scenarios would create ongoing tension as Ridge attempts to conceal his involvement while Nick draws closer to the truth. At its core, this potential storyline embodies what has made The Bold and the Beautiful compelling for decades: complex characters facing emotional extremes in the glamorous world of high fashion. The show has always explored how wealth and privilege don't shield people from jealousy, insecurity, and heartbreak. This narrative would push Ridge's character into uncharted territory while building on established relationships and histories. It would test the boundaries of what viewers will accept from a character they've followed for years, and create dramatic stakes that extend beyond the usual romantic entanglements. Whether Ridge would actually follow through with his murderous plan, and whether that plan would succeed, remains an open question. But the mere contemplation of such an act represents a fascinating evolution for his character and creates compelling possibilities for the show's future direction. As we've seen throughout the history of The Bold and the Beautiful, the intertwined lives of the Forresters, Logans, and others continue to evolve in unexpected ways, keeping viewers engaged with fresh conflicts and emotional drama against the backdrop of the Los Angeles fashion world. Thank you for joining us for this analysis of The Bold and the Beautiful. If you enjoyed this exploration of potential storylines and character developments, please don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more content about your favorite soap operas and television dramas. Until next time, keep watching.